Before I talk about the first episode of Steel Ball Run, the World Cup song sucks straight ass. It sounds AI generated and it sounds like we are Charlie Kirk. And also, does someone know when is the second episode of Steel Ball Run gonna come out? Because first episode came out, everyone on Twitter was celebrating, having fun. You know, Steel Ball Run is finally here. We used to make memes about Steel Ball Run coming in 2050. It's finally here. But then everyone realized, what about the fucking second episode? Because we don't know when it's gonna come out. It's not this week. So Steel Ball Run is not weekly, at least for now. Because Netflix released their weekly anime list on their anime Twitter, and it has like shows like Amateur Vigilante, Jujutsu Kaisen, Hell's Paradise, and their weekly anime stuff, but it doesn't have Steel Ball Runs. At the very least, this week we don't have Steel Ball Run. Maybe they will surprise us like, oh, you thought Steel Ball Run is weekly, but I doubt Netflix has brains for that. So Steel Ball Run is not weekly. I was like, okay, it's not weekly, it must be in batches. I don't like that, but it must be in batches. When is the fucking second batch coming out? And why the fuck first batch is only one episode? Everyone on JoJo Twitter is confused, they're crashing out. Some are even saying the second episode is not even complete. If you have any idea of when is the fucking Steel Ball Run second episode coming out, please fucking tell me. And also, like, Netflix is like encouraging people to skip parts and shit. I saw their Twitter post where they were talking about, oh, these are the things you need to do for Steel Ball Run, and they said part 1 to 6 are optional, which they are. Like, I'm not gonna be fucking like, you don't have to watch part 1 to 6 to watch Steel Ball Run because it's a new universe. Like, everything is new. There's no continuity. It's like a completely different story, not related to the part 1 to 6. It's a new universe. Like, you can fucking watch Boruto without watching Naruto, but the point is, why would you do that? You need to watch Naruto, then you will have an interest in Boruto, right? Like, why the fuck would you have an interest in Steel Ball Run if you haven't watched the first 6 parts? Are you just going off the hype because like everyone's hyping Steel Ball Run? You just want to get on the hype train and watch Steel Ball Run? Like, my point is, watch the first 6 part. They're really good. Then watch Steel Ball Run. Don't listen to Netflix. Just because Netflix says you can skip the part doesn't mean you skip the part. Don't be a part skipper. Anyway, let's talk about the first episode of Steel Ball Run. Before that, I am gonna say I am a manga reader, but I have not completed the manga. I think I've read like 50 or 55 manga chapters. I was reading Steel Ball Run, I think, in 2023, and at that point I was like reading so many mangas. Like, I was reading like 7 or 8 weekly mangas. I was reading like monthly mangas. Like, I was reading so much stuff. I didn't drop Steel Ball Run. I just forgot about it. I just didn't read it for one day, and then it became 2 days, 3 days, and before I knew, the Steel Ball anime is coming out, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch the anime. People were also talking about like it's gonna be weekly, and I'm like, okay, if it's weekly, and so I'll just experience Steel Ball Run through anime. But now we don't fucking know when the second episode gonna come out, so I'm probably gonna go back and read those last like 40 chapters I'm missing, and then I'll make a video on just Steel Ball Run manga. So yes, I'm not talking about any manga spoilers, no nothing this video. We'll just talk about the first episode of Steel Ball Run. So I just want to say that I am a manga reader. I don't know the whole story, but I know more than the half, so I know what's going on, like what's the plot of the show, where it's headed, and what other characters we'll be seeing. Anyway, let's talk about the first episode of Steel Ball Run. It was very fucking good. It was very good. It was good. Like, the visuals and everything, it was like really good. When like they will do their usual JoJo coloring where like everything color will change. I really like the voice actors too. I am a voice actor nerd, if you don't know. I love anime voice acting. So I was expecting like a somewhat goofy or like funny voice for Gyro. Or like, I was not expecting a deep daddy voice like what we got. Like, I'm not complaining. He like, it suits him. It sounds really cool. Like, Gyro is a very cool character, and that deep voice really suits him. Johnny voice actor, I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actor as Aki from Chainsaw Man. Diego, I was expecting Dio's voice actor for him, because Diego is basically Dio of this universe. Like, you know, he has a different voice actor. I'm not complaining. It's actually a pretty good voice actor. Because part 7 Abdul, which we saw in first episode, he had the same voice actor as part 3 Abdul. I was like, these two Abdul have same voice actor, so Diego also gonna have same voice actor as Dio, but it's not. But yeah, I enjoy the voice acting. Like, all the voice acting casting, I feel like it's really good, and it really suits the character. Yeah, speaking of characters, I have something to say. With Sandman, you know, the native guy who's like running on his feet, they didn't reveal about him anything in this show. If you don't know, in the manga, this is not a spoiler, by the way. Like, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just pointing a difference from manga. In the anime, we see Sandman getting chased by his own tribe, and like he just disappears, and then we see him in the race. He's like paying the fees with an emerald and taking part in the race because he wants white man money. Where the fuck is his setup? Sandman was the first character to get the setup in the manga. Like, you get to like find out about his character, like why is he running away from his tribe, why he wants to take part in the race, why he wants to win, why does he want white man money. All of that gets told to us in the manga in like the first chapter. Sandman was like the first character to get the setup, and but in the anime they just skipped all that. Are they like saving it for when he's actually gonna be useful to the plot? That's when they're gonna reveal his backstory and stuff. Speaking of character, Johnny Joestar, I love Johnny. He's my favorite character. Johnny is like my second favorite Joestar after Giorno. Giorno is just my guy. I love Giorno. Part 5 still my favorite, by the way. Again, I have not completed part 7. Maybe I will like part 7 more than part 5, but Giorno is still my guy. I love Giorno. He's like my favorite Joestar. We also got to see Gyro, this Jobro of this part, and he's probably my favorite Jobro. Like Gyro is like my second favorite character in part 7 after Johnny. I love Johnny, but Gyro is like very close. Like he's like an everything character. Like he's cool, but he's also rude, but he's also serious, but he's also like funny. I'm pretty sure he's my favorite Jobro. Sandman is also something I like. I remember liking Sandman from like very start of the manga. Like when I was reading manga, his reason for why he's racing was revealed in the manga very early. Like I said, they didn't reveal it in the anime, but in the manga it was revealed, and I really like Sandman as a character. So again, I can't really talk about his character because I said I'm not going to be talking about manga and it's going to be spoilers, but I also like Sandman as a character. Diego is also a character I enjoy. Like again, Diego is also someone I can't really talk about in detail without spoiling much. Again, his first episode, though we haven't really got much for like any of the characters. But just so you know, Diego is also one of my favorite ones. The reason I love Johnny so much, he's probably had the worst life like compared to the other Joestar who all were like fucking rich nepo babies. They were like their parents' favorite. They were living rich and stuff. Like Johnny was also from a rich family, but he like never got his parents' love. Just when he was like doing good in his life, he gets shot by a maniac clown. You know, he's like having the worst time of his life in this trash ass hospital. Like he's basically at the low point of his life. I love when main character hits like the lowest point in their life, because seeing them rise again, that's like one of my favorite things in anime. We see this in this episode. Like Johnny finds the fire inside himself again. He's like, I'm gonna race again. Gyro, I'm gonna make you acknowledge me. And he's like doing actually good in the race. Even though he's crippled, he's like in the top 5 of the race, and like Gyro actually acknowledged him. And the whole sequence where we see the end of the first round and the top 5 are racing: Gyro, Johnny, Diego, Sandman, and Poco Loco. That scene was like really good. When they're like all neck just racing, and like fucking Gyro uses his steel ball to win. Absolute cinema. Absolute fucking cinema. Like that shit actually got me happy. Even though I knew what was going to happen, I was like on my seat. I'm like, okay. And also the music is so peak. It sounds a little bit like part 6 music. It still has it like own stuff going on. Like JoJo have some of the best music in all of anime. It's like up there with like Bleach. Like Bleach have some fire soundtracks, and JoJo is like very next to them. Overall, this was a very strong first episode and a very strong start to the season. I don't even know what to say. Like the batch, like they just gave us one episode and left us in the dark. Like is that it for this batch? Like to be fair, Steel Ball Run has like a very strong start compared to other JoJo party. It like gets you in the show. It's like, oh, there is the Steel Ball Run. Fucking race around the fucking continent. These are the people taking part of it. Boom, start the race. It does have a very strong start. Like other JoJo parts, they take like 3-4 episodes to set things up. You know, hey, these are the new characters, and you know there's a killer in the town, and or the mafia, or my mom's is sick. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about fucking Poco Loco. So when I was first reading the manga, like I thought Poco Loco was just like a gag character, and he's gonna be on the screen for like 2 minutes and then just out. But then he's like actually competing. As you see in the first episode, like he's actually in the top 5. He's like competing with Diego, Gyro, Johnny, and like Sandman. Poco Loco is actually just Buggy of JoJo's. Like, you know, Buggy from One Piece. Like he's like this absolute like incompetent character. He like reaches insane height because of his pure fucking luck. Literally because of his luck. I don't know if I should say it. It's a big One Piece spoiler, but he just becomes a very important pirate. That's all I'm gonna say. Just off his pure luck. And Poco Loco is the same. It's not the best part of the episode every time he's on the screen, but it's also not a bad time. Like he gets a chuckle out of like, oh, I guess. Now it is a very strong start as like the first episode, but pretty much also nothing big happened. Like it also gave us like nothing about the grand scheme of things, like the actual story and the actual plot point. None of them wasn't even touched here. I actually find it funny, you know, keep the actual real stuff as suspense until the real time comes. Anyway, I just want to talk a little bit about Steel Ball Run anime. I can't really talk much about here because, like I said, it is a strong start, but it also doesn't really scratch the surface of the real story. And I can't really talk about the real story without getting into the spoilers. And for that, I have to fucking finish the manga. I don't want to talk about the 50 or 55 chapters I read. Like next video, I'm going to talk about everything. Every character I like, every character I didn't like, or the overall story and everything, like start to end. There's going to be the manga video. Till then, yeah, see ya.